This is a milk jug greenhouse method I have perfected over the years. A mini greenhouse lets you start seeds outdoors way earlier without grow lights or without babying seedlings inside. For me, it's the start of the growing season. Step one is to get a bunch of jugs, and I get mine from Starbucks. I find that they are thicker than grocery store jugs and they hold up better in wind and cold. And I just call Starbucks and ask them to hold them for me for a couple days, and they're always happy to do that. You also need to wash your jugs because milk can mold fast once things start to warm up. And also, you don't need your caps. For the soil, I use compost, peat moss, and vermiculite. Ideally, I'd use perlite instead of vermiculite for better drainage, but I couldn't find any this year. Also, don't use anything with fertilizer. It's too harsh for the seedlings and will kill them. And if you want a more eco-friendly option, coconut coir works well instead of peat moss. But don't overthink ratios. You just want light, fluffy soil that drains well. Heavy soil is the fastest way to lose seedlings. I put together the milk jugs on my deck because that's where the jugs will live. That way I have less moving, less spilling, fewer broken hinges. And for your supplies, these are the only tools that you actually need. Anything else just slows you down. Next, start cutting drainage holes. These sit outside all winter and standing water will rot the seeds. This year I used a knife, but in previous years I used a soldering iron, although a hot glue gun works too. Then I cut almost all the way around the jug, leaving a hinge. It helps keep the jug aligned and makes taping a lot easier. Your soil must not be too dry, so water the soil, and when it sticks and forms a ball, you're good to start filling the jugs. I number my jugs with a wax pencil. I've used Sharpie in the past and that completely faded after a few weeks with the rain and the sun. So I learned the hard way to use a wax pencil. Then I label the seeds that I'm planting in what jug. Once everything sprouts, all the seedlings will look the same, so do not skip this step. Then I fill the jugs with soil and get to planting. When sowing your seeds, plant them more densely than you would in the ground. These are temporary homes, not forever beds. You'll need to tape the jugs closed because that's what makes the greenhouse effect. And if it's too cold and the tape won't stick, like with what happened to me this year, don't fight it. Tape loosely, then use a hair dryer to warm the tape and seal it. I just figured this out this year and it worked really well. When I'm done, I line up all the jugs to where they're getting sun, but they aren't sheltered too much. Wind is fine. These are tougher than they look. I also rarely water these. Condensation tells you when they need moisture. If you see droplets, you're good. If they need water, I use a spray bottle and just mist them. When it warms up, I gradually open them. These have been sheltered from the wind, so they need to acclimate. And that's it. Let me know if you want a part 2 where I can share exactly what seeds I use in my milk jugs and why timing matters more than the type of seed. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I watch my tutorial comments carefully and will answer them all.